Welcome to Brindavan, a Parthasadi family Samarpanam to our beloved parents, a space for enjoying Vaishnava Sampradaya, Slokas, songs, Divyadesa Pasarams, and much more. Namaskaram Bhagavatas. Today we'll have the Arthanubhavam of Slokam 49 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam in our Ayiram Namangal, Ayiram Gunangal series. रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं श्रीशैलेशदयापात्रं दीपत्यादिगुणात्मकं यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्यजामातरं मुनिम्
सुव्रतस्वमकसूक्ष्मसुघोषसुगतसुहृदि मनोहरो जितक्रोधो वीरबाहुर्विदारणः.
The first Nama in Slokam 49 we see is Suvrataha. He follows all the righteous practices. He is very dharmic. And he sets himself as an example or role model for all living beings to follow. In the Ramavataram and Krishnavataram, we see his setting himself as a role model in a dharmic manner. And he tells us how to live our lives. And those are the two avatars when Bhagavan came and lived amongst us and showed us what is a righteous pathway. He follows this even though he is not bound to do so or he has no benefit from that because he is blemishless. And so he is always a totally dharmic person. So there is nothing for him to do in his to follow. But he shows us when he comes down how to live our lives. Now we see Sumukhaha. Su means good. Mukhaha means face. So he has a beautiful, charming, enchanting, pleasant face which does not change even while chanting the mantras. He attracts everybody by his charm, by his enchanting face and his beautiful smile. Sumukhaya Namaha. Tondaradipodiyalvar in Thirumalai, second Pasuram, sings about the beauty of Bhagavan's Tirumeni. Bhagavan of Sri Ranganatha of Srirangam. He says, he is lying down there like a green Mamalai, that is a big mountain with red lips and red eyes. Pachai Mamalai pol meni Pavalavai Kamalachengan Achuda Amararere Ayartham Kolunde Yennum Ichuvai Tavirayan Poi Indiralogam Alum Achuvai Perinum Venden Arangama Nagarulane. He says, I want to keep enjoying this. I don't even want to go to heaven. I don't want any other happiness. Tiruppanalvar in his Amalanathipuran 10th Pasuram goes still further. He says, the eyes that saw this Bhagavan will not see anything else. He says, Kondal Vannanai Kovalanai Vannayundavayan En Ullam Kavandanai Andarkon Naniarangan En Amudanai Kanda Kangal Matrandinai Kanave. That means he says he is a beautiful Bhagavan and he is like a Kovalanai Vannayundavayan. He is eating butter and which is spread all over his mouth. What a beautiful sight to think of with Bhagavan as a little child with butter all over his mouth after eating. He says, once I've seen this Perumal, my eyes will not see anything else. Mattondrai Kanave, I do not want to see anything else. What? Bhakti. Parabhakti. Bhakti towards Bhagavan. They have all expressed. Next we see Sukshmaha. Sukshma is really subtle and delicate. His Swarupam, his presence can only be felt, it cannot be seen, and can only be experienced by deep, selfless meditation. One who is doing such meditation should not or will not think of what the results are going to be and what is the motivation for doing such meditation. So that is when one can really experience Bhagavan. During the time when he brought the Amritam from the milky ocean or the divine nectar, his ulterior motive was not exposed to the Asuras. The Asuras did not know that they were going to get the Amrita, but they went on praying to him, asking for it. They did not understand the ultimate motive. They just were praying. That is Sukshma. Nama is Sukshmaya Namaha. Next we see Sugoshaha. Again, Su is good. Gosham is sound or talking loudly. He is worshipped by reciting loudly the Vedas and the Upanishads. His greatness of churning the Milky Ocean has been proclaimed by the Devas and the Asuras. So, the Devas have said very loudly and clearly, they have declared that Bhagavan got the Amritam from the Milky Ocean. So reciting the Vedas is also loud and the voice comes from the stomach and not from the throat. So that is Sugosha. Nama is Sugoshaya Namaha. Next we say Sukhadaha. He shows by his own practice righteousness and practice of meditation. So when he came down during the Krishna Avataram, the Rama Avataram, he told us what is righteousness and how one should live his life. He grants supreme bliss and ultimate happiness to those who follow his path of meditation and righteousness. He gives happiness to the Devas by giving them Amrita, divine nectar churned from the Milky Ocean. So that is, we have seen how by churning the Milky Ocean, he got the Amrita. He made the Devas, the Asuras, churn the ocean and brought the nectar, divine nectar from the Milky Ocean. Nama is Sukhadaya Namaha. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 23, Bhagavan says, if I do not work or do my duties properly, what I am supposed to be doing, all men will follow my path in all respects and they will also not do their work properly. So I will have to do my things properly. O Pata. Yadi hyakyam navatteyam jatu karmanya tandrita mama vartaman anuvartante manushya partha sarvasha. Manusha, the people will take me as a role model and do the wrong things if I don't do the correct things. So I will do everything very carefully according to my prescribed norms. Nammalvar in his Tiruvayamozhi 7.10.1 sings about how Bhagavan in Thiruvaranvilai is eternal bliss. he, along with Sri Mahalakshmi Tayar, is how they are happy and they show all the love and affection towards each other and everybody. So that is eternal bliss. இன்பம் பயக்க எழில் மலர் மாதரும் தானும் இவ்வேழுலகை இன்பம் பயக்க இனிது உடன் வீட்டிருந்து ஆள்கின்ற எங்கள் பிரான் அன்புற்று அமர்ந்து உரைகின்ற அணிபுழுல் சூட் திருவாரன் விளை அன்புற்று அமர்ந்து வலம் செய்து கை தொழும் நாளும் ஆகுங்களோ. He says how Bhagavan is happiness or embodiment of enjoyment. Next we see Suhrit. He not only helps those virtuous people, but helps also those who are offenders. He is very concerned about their evil deeds and always keeps thinking how he can help them to come out of the bad deeds and get into his path of righteousness. Just like a father or a mother, a parent, is always concerned about the child. They are more concerned about the children who have little problems of their own. So similarly, Bhagavan is the biggest parent and he always thinks about people who are in the wrong pathway. Then he tries to correct them, bring them in the correct path. This is a very unique, exceptional quality of Bhagavan. He doesn't get upset with anyone. He just helps everybody. So he is Suhrit. The Nama is Suhrite Namaha. Prayahi Janami Ranaditastvam Pravrita Ratricha Rajalankam Ashvasya Niryahi Raticha Dhanvi Tada Balam Prekshasi Me Ratastaha. He says, take your horse, Ashwam, and take your bow and arrow. Go away and take your chariot also. Think about everything and come back tomorrow. I will fight you. He gives them the last opportunity. So Bhagavan is Suhrita. He always wants to protect even the ones who do ill deeds. A very apt example of Bhagavan being Suhrita is in Srimad Ramayana. In Yuddhakandam 6.59.143, Lord Rama gives the last opportunity to Ravana at the end of the day before the last day, before Ravanavatam. That evening, when Ravana loses everything, he tells him, go away, I know you are wounded in the battle, and go back to your dwelling. He says, take out the horse and the chariot and the bow, then you will see my strength. Take all of that, go away, go rest at home, think, and then come back tomorrow. In Tamil we say, Indru poi naalai va. You go back today from the war field. Don't try to fight me. Tomorrow you can come back and you will see my strength and how I will win the war. Thirumangalvar in his Periyathirumalai 5.8.1 sings about Bhagavan's affection towards Guhan, who is a boat rider. ஏழை ஏதலன் கீழ்மான் எண்ணாதிறங்கி மற்ற அவர்க்கு என்னருள் சுரந்து மாழைமான் மட நோக்கி உன் தோழி உம்பி எம்பி என்று ஒழிந்திலை உகந்து தோழன் நீ எனக்கு இங்கு ஒழியென்ற சொற்கள் வந்து அடியேன் மனத்து இருந்திட ஆழிவண்ணனின் அடியினை அடைந்தேன் அணிபுழல் திருவரங்கத்து அம்மானே. He tells Guhan that you are my Thoran, you are my friend and I will take care of you. Next we see Manoharo. Manam is mind or manas, and he attracts everyone. So he is very ramyam, he is very beautiful. He attracts everyone due to his natural love for his devotees. He attracted the asuras with his Mohini Rupam as a beautiful damsel. He took the form of a beautiful damsel and got the Amritam, and the asuras were attracted by him, but he cheated them and he made sure that the Devas got the Amrita. Nama is Manoharaya Namaha. We will see now how Nammalvar enjoys the Manohara Rupam of Bhagavan. Nammalvar in his Thiruvaimari 7.2.6 on Thiruvarangam sings about how Bhagavan attracts him by his Mohana Rupam or Manohara Rupam. மையல் செய்து என்னை மனங்கவர்ந்தானே என்னும் மாமாயனே என்னும் செய்யவாய் மணியே என்னும் தன் புனல் சூழ் திருவரங்கத்து உள்ளாய் என்னும் வெய்யவாள் தண்டு சங்கரம் வில்லேந்தும் விண்ணோர் முதலென்னும் பைகொள் பாம்பனையாய் இவள் திருத்தருளாய் பாவியேன் செயற்பாலதுவே. He says, Bhagavan is attracting me as a Mamayan. He has his Veyyaval, he has his sword and he has his Gada or Nandaki. He has a Changachakram and he has all the Panchayata and he is attracting me. Next we see Jita Krodha. Jita means to win. Krodha means anger. He chooses to be angry when his dear bhaktas are tortured, as seen in Nasamavataram. But he has also conquered his anger. So he is Jita Krodha. Jita Krodhaya Namaha. He really gets upset when his bhaktas, when his devotees are tortured. In Srimad Valmiki Ramayanam, Yuttakandam, Slokam 6.58.136 goes, Tatah Ramo Mahateja Ravanena Kritavarnam Drishtva Plavagashaddulam Krodasya Vashame Yuvan. Which means, upon seeing Hanuman, the tiger among the monkeys, or the more valiant among the monkeys, wounded by Ravana, Rama gets very angry. Then he starts attacking Ravana. So he gets really angry when his devotees or bhaktas are tortured and they are wounded. Next we see Veera Bahu. Bahu is shoulders. Veera Bahu, he has very mighty shoulders. He has 1,000 mighty arms and shoulders, decorated with bangles, jewelry, and they were competing with each other to churn the milky ocean and get the Amritam for the Devas. So he is Veerabahu, he has mighty shoulders. Nama is Veerabahave Namaha. Thirumangai in Periyathamari 5.7.4 on Thiruvarangam sings, Ayiram Kundram undu Mattaga Masunam Adanodum Alavi Payirum Pavvam Pagadu Vindalara Padidirai Visumbudai Padara Seyir Visumbum Tingalum Sudarum Devarum Tam Udandisaipa Ayiram Tolal Alaygadal Kadaindan Arangama Naramandane. He says how Bhagavan had 1,000 shoulders and how he churned the milky ocean to get the Amritam for the Devas. Nammalvar in his Thiruvaimari 10.1.1 on Thirumohur Very beautiful pasaram. தாளத்தாமரை தடனி வயல் திருமோகூர் நாளுமேவி நன்கமர்ந்து நின்று அசுரை தகர்க்கும் தோடு நான்கு உடை சுரிகுழல் கமலக் கண்கனிவாய் காளமேகத்தை அன்று மற்றொன்று இளம் கதியே. He says in Tirumogur, where there is lots of lotus, tamaripu, this Bhagavan with 4 shoulders, strong shoulders, is there in Tirumogur, and he is Asurai Taharkum. He is defeating all the Asuras. And we have no other way, or we have no other pathway where a Gadiye illa excepting Kalameham. That is, the Bhagavan in Tirumogur is called Kalameham. Kalamehathai anne mattondru ilam Gadiye. There is no other way other than worshipping that Tirumogur Perumal, who has 4 shoulders, 4 strong shoulders, which he uses to defeat the Asuras. The last Nama in Slokam 49 is Vidharanaha. He killed Rahu with his divine weapons during the fight between the Asuras and Devas for the divine nectar, or the Amrita. And with the same weapons, he removes the fears of his devotees. He always makes a slight difference in all his creations as a man and woman. He makes day and night, Uttarayanam and Dakshinayanam. He slits the bandham between the mother and the child at the time of the birth by cutting the umbilical cord, making them live as separate beings on earth. He severs the connection between the soul, the Atma, and the body, the earthly body, at the time of death. So, he uses his weapons to, so he is Vidharanaha. Since he removes all of that, or he cuts off the relationship, he is called Vidharanaha. Nama is Vidharanaya Namaha. Nammalvar in his Thiruvaimozhi 9.10.6 on Thirukkannapuram sings as below. Anbanagum Tanadal Adaindarkellam Sembanagathe Avanan Udal Keendavan Nampon Eida Madil Thirukkannapurathu Anban Naalum Tam Meyyarke Meyyane. He says Bhagavan is Anban. He is a beloved for those who surrender unto him. He Avudan Udal Kindavan. So he kills the Asuras. And he is in Thirukkannapuram. He is Anban to all his true devotees. To summarize, he follows all the righteous practices himself, setting himself as a role model for all living beings to follow, even though he does not benefit from being righteous, or he is not bound to do so, but still he does it because he wants to set the best example. He has a charming, pleasant face which does not change even while chanting the mantras. He is subtle and delicate, and his Swarupam can only be experienced by deep selfless meditation on him without any expectations of motivation or rewards. He is worshipped by loudly reciting the Vedas and Upanishads. He shows by his own practice righteousness and practice of meditation. He not only helps those who are virtuous people, but also helps even the offenders, because he is concerned about them and he wants to bring them into the righteous path. He attracts everyone through his natural love for his devotees. He attracted the asuras with his Mohini Rupam as a beautiful damsel. He chooses to be angry or becomes immensely angry when his devotees are troubled or tortured. Like when Bhakta Prahlada was tortured by his father, he came immediately at the call of this Bhakta. He came in a very angry manner. Similarly, in Ramayanam, when Ravana wounded Hanuman, Rama gets very angry. He has 1,000 mighty arms which are very strong and which have jewelry, bangles, and they were all competing each other to churn the Milky Ocean and get the Amrita. He removes the fear of his devotees and severs the connection between the mother of the child, the soul or the Atma, and the earthly body at that time of death. He severs the connection between the mother and the child at the time of birth. So he Vidarana. This brings us to end of Slokam 49. See you all in Slokam 50.